Welcome back to NFL Week in Review. This is going to be week 4 of the NFL season. There's a lot that happened this week, so without further ado, let's get started. First on the docket, we have Thursday Night Football. We have on Prime Seattle Seahawks against the Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals were the first ones to show off their rivalry jerseys. And they kind of look like tortillas, I'm not going to lie. But what stuck out to me most about this game was that there was like a turnover on downs or something. There was some sort of fumble that happened. And I'm not sure like what exactly happened. They had to replay it over. I don't know if Seahawks had the ball or Cardinals had the ball. I have to do some more research on that because I remember watching it. It was just so confusing on what happened. And I think even the broadcasters were confused. But Seahawks won this game. They're 3-1. They're 3-1. And Cardinals are 2-2. Let's move on to the next one because honestly, there really isn't anything to say about this one. One game I really want to talk about is the Browns at the Detroit Lions. Cleveland Brown versus Detroit Lions. This was a very interesting game because once again, Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's just what's happening. I'm getting many notifications right now because my Wi-Fi just came on. So, we're just going to ignore that. But I'm glad the Detroit Lions won. We have a 3-1 record for them. And Cleveland Browns are 1-3. Even though the Browns defense was really good, Lions offense, I think, is much better. Obviously, when they switched around, when Joe Flacco was on offense and the Detroit Lions had defense, this will never not be funny to me. Freaking Joe Flacco, in his great prime, in his greatest years, he looks for a receiver, he throws it, and it lands directly into a Lion's hands. I want you guys to think about that for a second. Joe Flacco. And I don't have any hate towards Joe Flacco. I just think it's absolutely hilarious and in 2025 that he's going to be still the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. They're trying to get back to their glory days of where they once were, and I think that's what they're thinking about, but it's 2025. It's not like 2015 or 10 years ago or whatever, or even like 15 years ago. It's just not that. Like, Joe Flacco isn't getting any younger. Like, just because he's still there doesn't, like, he's getting older. Just like Aaron Rodgers is getting older. You can't really depend on those kind of quarterbacks at their age to still compete at the level that they're at. That's what I keep trying to, like, reiterate. It's no hate to him. There really is no hate to him or Aaron Rodgers. It's just something you have to think about. You could have had Shedeur Sanders, but that's beside the point. And the fact that he threw the ball, he passed the ball straight to a Lion. He thought that there was a receiver there, but there was no receiver there. It's so funny to me, and I cannot believe that that's what I saw. That's so funny. We have 2 undefeated teams going in this game. We have 2 3-0s going against each other. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's 2 teams now that are undefeated coming into week 4 and week 5, okay? Coming into week 5, we have 2 teams. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. We're going to talk about the Bills in a little bit. There's just some stuff that was happening. But the Philadelphia Eagles and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this game was one of the more better ones because I like both quarterbacks. I like Jalen Hurts. I like Baker Mayfield. These are 2 teams I absolutely love. Anytime when there's 2 teams that go up against each other that I absolutely love, it's always an entertaining game for me. Just when Tampa Bay went up against the Texans, I think last week or the week before, it's still an entertaining game. Philly obviously coming out on top. I don't know if it's going to be the Bills. I don't know if it's going to be the Eagles. I don't know who's going to give an Eagles a run for their money. But I will say there was a little tussle that happened between the Buccaneers and the Eagles. That's what I was trying to get at. I forgot who was involved. I think it was either Bucks defense and Eagles offense or the other way around. Small little tussle there, but you know, eventually after like maybe a few seconds, cooler heads prevailed. So the next game, the New Orleans Saints versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills obviously came out on top, but there was a time where I actually thought the New Orleans Saints were going to pull off the unexpected. They're going to pull off the upset, the biggest upset of an undefeated team. And here come the New Orleans Saints. And they were actually looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. They were actually looking pretty good. I don't know, something about like Spencer Rattler and his team. They seem like they were working towards it, but they just can't. It looks like something's happening there. Something is going on there. Like, you can see like the cogs moving, but it's not the way it should, you know? I think that's the best way I can explain it. But Buffalo Bills obviously came on top that day, on Sunday. So Bills with the 4-0 record and Eagles with the 4-0 record. Only 2 teams left. Who is going to be the last undefeated team? We're going to find out next week or the week after, or however long it takes for either the Eagles to get a loss or the Bills to get a loss. But both teams I actually really like. Buccaneers and Eagles, and also the Bills. This is one that's very interesting to me. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the New York Giants. The New York Giants get their first win of the season against an undefeated LA Chargers. Against Justin Herbert. The New York Giants decided they were going to sit Russell Wilson out. You know, they're going to bench him for a little bit. They're going to bring in somebody named Jackson Dart. Now, if you guys know about Jackson Dart is somebody that the Giants wanted on that team to start since week 1. And it was Russell Wilson all those 3 weeks, and they couldn't get it done. However, something interesting happened. There was a lot of interesting moving parts that happened this week. Before the game, I think there was like 2 days before the game. Maybe, I think, even like hours before the game. Jackson Dart posts on his story a picture of Madison Beer at a Chargers game. And he says, "See you on Sunday." And guess who picks up the win for this week against the Chargers and Giants? I honestly think that Madison Beer is the key to victory. If you post a picture of Madison Beer, one of the most gorgeous women in existence, and you put her on your story, or at least talk to her or something, she has some sort of mystical power over these guys that just, you want to do well. Like Justin Herbert, 3-0 coming in. Then here comes Jackson Dart saying, "Hold up, wait a minute." Jackson Dart pulling it off. Like, that is wild. The fact that Jackson Dart actually pulled off a win for the New York Giants. And I also think Russell Wilson came in at one point, but then they slotted him out again. After I think they made one sack on him already. They're like, "Yep, yeah, we're done. Get Jackson Dart back in." This game, let me talk about this game. The Green Bay Packers at the Dallas Cowboys. This team tied. I know it's happened before, but like, I never thought I would witness one going into a season. Packers at Cowboys. Reason why everyone talked about this game Sunday night was because Micah Parsons going back into his old territory. He used to be a defense for the Dallas Cowboys, and now he moved on to the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers just so happened to face the Cowboys week 4. And it looks like Micah Parsons wasn't having any business with any of his old teammates. He was just strictly business. He was completely focused on his Green Bay team. So I think that's a good advantage on him, that I think good on him for, you know, keeping it strictly business, ready to work, ready to win for his team that he's now on. I was just not expecting this to go a tie. I was expecting Green Bay to win, honestly. Sorry to Cowboys fans, but I was expecting Green Bay to take this dub. So now Green Bay is 2-1-1, and now Dallas Cowboys are 1-2-1. They have ties in their record now, which is absolutely crazy going into week 4. It's still early in the season. October hasn't even happened yet. Well, it's October now. I thought Green Bay was going to get the win, so I'm just going to say that Green Bay wins. I'm just going to say Green Bay wins because go Pack go, okay? Well, what do you know? What do we have here? We have the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. And lo and behold, this is what I'm going to talk about the most. Okay, let me talk about this for a second, all right? This is going to be the last team I talk about for this week, and then we're going to go on to week 5. Week 5, we're going up against the Carolina Panthers. And I feel like things can only go up from here. Okay? Hold on, though. I thought we were going to go defeat the Colts, defeat the Patriots, maybe lose. Well, we're going to lose against the Buffalo Bills. I understand it. We were going to lose against the Bills. Like, that one was going to be, hard to beat. And I thought we were going to beat the New York Jets. And we did, but at a cost. Tyreek Hill, who I am very indifferent to, snaps his leg. He collided with one of the Jets. He got carted off. And it's not his injury that really got me paying attention. It's his reaction after the fact that after he got injured, after he was carted off into the back of the stadium, where he obviously went to go to the hospital afterwards to get evaluated for his knee. Which, by the way, he's going to be out for the season. He's going to be out for the season now that he freaking broke his freaking calf in half. Which, it was a nasty injury to begin with. But it's his reaction after the fact. Did you guys see him smiling and clapping and laughing that he got carted off? Can you imagine not liking a team so much, hating a team so much, that when you get injured, you start clapping and laughing and waving to fans that you get carted off, that you don't have to play for that team for the rest of the season? If this doesn't say anything about Miami Dolphins corporate or like head coach and staff and stuff, I don't know what does. Because Tyreek Hill is supposed to be our star player, because he's the cheetah and all that. I honestly could not care less if he's there or not, to be honest with you. Obviously, there are a lot of things said about him that I do not like about him, to be honest with you. I would be completely fine if he gets traded to the Chiefs or something, or if he wants to sign with the Chiefs again, because honestly, we could honestly do without him, to be honest with you. Even though he's supposed to be our star. The star? I'll tell you about the star last night. The star last night was Darren Waller. Darren Waller, bro. He was the one that got all the stuff done. So you guys know how tight ends are supposed to be, hybrids between an offensive lineman and a wide receiver. He was playing wide receiver that night. He was our guy. I'm so happy to see that Darren Waller got us points, obviously. Now, let me talk to you about this for a second. Am I happy we got a win? Yes. I'm happy we finally got a win. Just like New York Giants finally got a win. But at least with the New York Giants, they have some moving parts. They have somebody they can depend on. Now I feel like with Darren Waller, I feel like he could be our new star player. Simply because Tyreek Hill is out. I don't like calling Tyreek Hill a star player simply because he's supposed to be the cheetah and all that, the fastest in the league, which I don't really believe. Between you and me, I think that goes to Derrick Henry, but that's beside the point. I'm glad Darren Waller got us points. Against the New York Jets, I don't know. I feel like that organization is cursed. Either the Dolphins are... I don't want to say the Dolphins are cursed, but I'm going to say either the Jets are cursed or the Giants are cursed, but at least the Giants got a win. At least the Giants got a win. The Jets don't. They're going into this season 0-4. I knew one team, because we were both 0-3 teams coming into week 4. We were both 0-3 teams coming into week 4. One of us was going to get the win. The fact that we actually got it done this time, I'm happy about that. So... obviously, Dolphins fan here. Am I proud of some of our moving parts? No. I'm actually not proud that Tyreek Hill is with us because a lot of stuff is said about him that came to light that I absolutely despise. But now that he's injured, we don't have to worry about that. We have Darren Waller, and he's my only hope for this season, to be honest with you. Now that I saw Darren Waller go there, I'm like, okay, he's actually getting stuff done. So... another team that I was going to talk about, this was going to be a two-header for Monday Night Football. We got this game, Jets-Dolphins, but then we got Bengals-Broncos, okay? Bengals fans, I am so sorry. I'm with you. I have a Bengals shirt. I'm going to show you guys right now over here. I have a Bengals shirt. I have I'm repping the Who Dey, okay? See? Look at that. Who Dey. I'm with you guys. I'm with you. And I'm so sad that Joe Burrow is out for 3 months. That's pretty much the whole season. And you guys, what was your Bengals are 2-2 now. When they had Joe Burrow, they won. Now that they don't have Joe Burrow, they're done. Who's their quarterback? Jake Browning. Jake Browning is their quarterback now that they have to depend on. He's all right. Like, you know, he was giving it his all. He was trying. You know, there was effort there. You know, I could see he was trying his best. You know, but that ain't what's gonna win us football games. You know, like I got Jamar Chase. We got T. Higgins, Chase Brown. We got some great players here. We got some absolutely great players here. But the problem is they went up against Bo Nix and the Broncos. Now, I like Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix a lot. I think his leadership skills are great. He looks like the de facto leader of the Denver Broncos, you know? And the fact that he blew out a Joe Burrow-less team, I mean, obviously that team was going to be good anyway. I just feel like Broncos were looking better that night. With Jake Browning, like I don't hate Jake Browning. I saw like his passion. I saw he was giving it his all last night, and I appreciate that from him. Like that's more than I could say about my own quarterback. It just sucks seeing Joe Burrow out because I love Joe Burrow. I love Bo Nix. I love both quarterbacks. I wanted to see them go head to head because I love both quarterbacks a lot. I am a Joe Burrow fan. I am a Bo Nix fan, and seeing Broncos get the dub at home because they had home field advantage, I think is pretty good. So. Yeah, I guess that does it for week 4 of football. So next week, okay, week 5, we have byes this time. The teams that are on bye are the Atlanta Falcons, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next week they're going to face Bills, Commanders, Bengals, and Browns, respectively, in order, in the way I just read them. The Miami Dolphins are going to go up against the Carolina Panthers. So I personally feel like we could win this one. I'm sorry, Panthers fans. I know you guys are trying your hardest to like Bryce Young, but I feel like we're going to get the dub there. I'm sorry. I mean, if we lose to the Panthers on, like, week 5, you best believe that I'm going to talk so much shit about the Miami Dolphins, my own team that I'm literally repping for. I will talk so much shit. After coming up against the Jets and the Panthers, who actually blew out the freaking Falcons last week, which was freaking crazy for me to say. Panthers, who did the Panthers face this week? The Panthers went up against the Patriots. They couldn't go up and that makes me mad. Seeing a 42 next to the Patriots and then seeing a 13 next to the Panthers, that actually genuinely boils my blood. Just seeing the Patriots do well, it irks my nerves. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I met some of you guys. You guys are actually good people. I just don't like the Patriots after going through Tom Brady, who I respect a lot. He just made me hate the Patriots. I couldn't hate Tom Brady, but I could hate the Patriots. So that's where I put in my hatred towards just the team in general. Drake May. We have a Drake May lover. Obviously, he's a Patriots fan because he loves Drake May. After week 3 of Panthers losing to Panthers winning a landslide victory where Falcons didn't even get on the scoreboard the week before. And then this coming week, we have the Patriots just blowing them out of the water. It's probably Stephon Diggs. Because I know Stephon Diggs is on that team. That's probably what it is. Stephon Diggs. That's going to be it for week 4. Week 5, we got the Panthers next week for Dolphins. If we lose to the Panthers, no hate to Panthers fans because I love y'all. Y'all are cool. And no hate to the Panthers either. I just know that y'all aren't doing good. And if we don't do good, oh, the Dolphins fans are going to hear from me. Mike McDaniels is going to hear from me. Thank you all for watching this episode of NFL in Review Week 4. Next week is going to be Week 5. We're going to see how we do. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.